This news update is brought to you by...
This is how we flow. Oh, the offers are quite exciting, and the prices will leave you smiling. Everybody's got a chance to glow.
Get the new Samsung J5 plus 1 gig free data starting at just $345.
Welcome to the Christmas Eve edition of the Barbados Today Afternoon Update. It's Thursday, December 24th. Thanks for joining us. I'm Fernella Wedderburn. It's a painful Christmas for the family of Cally-Ann Gill, who are reeling from her sudden death. The 35-year-old of Crab Hill, St. Lucie, died at Niles Road, Farm Road, St. Peter, after she was stabbed by an assailant. The incident occurred sometime after 5 p.m. yesterday. Her brother, Troy Gill, who was on the scene, told Barbados Today that he is saddened by her sudden death. Investigations are on the way. Attorney General Adriel Brathwaite wants to see a significant reduction in gun-related crime next year. In a review of 2015, Brathwaite told Barbados Today violent crime, especially through the use of firearms, continue to be a major challenge for the Royal Barbados Police Force. The continued backlog of cases clogging up the court system is also worrying the Attorney General, but he's optimistic this would be reduced with new measures being put in place.
We're actually looking to see the number of cases that we have within the system, to see how many of them we can get out. We're looking at using mediation more and also dispute resolution, so that only the more serious cases, only the cases that really have to be in the courts, will reach the courts. I'm optimistic that we should see some headway next year. I think the good thing about next year is the fact that we actually start with a picture in terms of knowing what we want to accomplish. So we'll be able to, at the end of the year, to gauge how well we've done in terms of the number of matters that have been solved via mediation, etc.
Police were on the scene of 2 accidents this morning, one involving a minibus in Kendall Hill, Christchurch. The injuries in that accident were said to be not life-threatening. The other accident occurred in Spencer's, Christchurch. That collision involved 2 motor cars, which resulted in one bursting into flames. The new year will open with cane farmers getting money in their pockets to help boost production for government's proposed multi-purpose sugar factory to be built at Andrews in St. Joseph. Minister of Agriculture, Dr. David Estwick, told Barbados Today some $15 million, which is coming from Ansa Merchant Bank of Trinidad, will be made available from around the middle of next month to enhance yields and increase the number of canes being planted. Estwick noted that $30 million of an overall $72 million has been disbursed.
What has happened now is that ANSA has agreed to split the 42 left remaining into 2 tranches. So to give us one in January so that we can continue the work, and then give us the last piece later on, right? And so I think the first piece for January will be something like $15 million that we are supposed to get, and then the other last tranche coming on to 2017, so that we can push the cane production up for the readiness of the factory construction by 2018.
There should be no scrambling for eggs this Christmas or throughout the heightened winter tourist season. The assurance from sector officials, despite an increase in both sea and air visitor arrivals and the traditional swell in baking activities at this time of year. With only 2 days to go before Christmas Day last year, the country ran low on table eggs due to a mechanical failure that disrupted the feed supply to chickens. However, officials say egg producers were more careful and proactive this year. In fact, President of the Barbados Egg and Poultry Producers Association, Cally-Ann Brathwaite, said the number of fowls laying at present is almost double the number they had at this time last year.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Smart loans, smart savings. Save smart and borrow.
To news from the region, the Keith Rowley government remains tight-lipped over media reports that Governor of the Central Bank, Jawala Rambaran, has been dismissed. Both the Trinidad Express and the Trinidad Guardian newspapers reported today that Rambaran, who earlier this month announced that the country had officially gone into recession, was dismissed after Cabinet took a decision to recommend to the President that his employment be terminated. However, when contacted, Communications Minister Maxine Coffey says the only person who can comment on the issue is Finance Minister Carl Imbert. On the international scene, at least 6 people are dead and scores more were injured after a storm ripped through the south and midwest parts of the United States. According to officials, 3 people were killed as tornadoes moved through northern Mississippi, along with 2 in Tennessee and 1 in Arkansas. There have been reports of at least 20 tornadoes with varying severity, with high winds causing significant damage to homes. More in this report from the CNN.
This Christmas Eve morning, hundreds of people are waking up to utter devastation.
Holy mackerel!
The destruction caused by a deadly tornado outbreak cutting across the South and Midwest.
See debris.
The tornado claiming multiple lives, including a 7-year-old boy, as residents desperately tried to hide in their cars and homes.
And by the time I got out of my car, I had a tree that was in my windshield.
Right here.
In northern Mississippi, this tornado tore through a busy highway.
Oh!
Watch as the massive twister tosses this tractor trailer as it barrels through traffic. Watch from this angle, from what appears to be the same semi. This driver just feet away. The winds in southwestern Tennessee roared up to 75 miles per hour as officials declared a state of emergency.
The houses just exploded and they were buried in the rubble.
2 people were killed east of Memphis, their bodies found under debris.
We were in the house, we heard the wind picking up. We had 45 seconds and it just hit. We walked out of the storm shelter, everything was gone.
And in Arkansas, an 18-year-old woman died when a tree fell through her house, toppled by the high winds and heavy rain.
Christmas is all about love, and we're going to love through this.
Some residents in Mississippi clinging on to what they say matters most after losing nearly everything this holiday season.
It wasn't about the house. It was about my family, and that was the most important thing to me.
And that's our Barbados Today afternoon update, but join us again this evening for the very latest. You can also visit our website at www.barbadostoday.bb for more news and sports. Also, subscribe to our e-paper, our email updates, and like us on Facebook. We are also on Izumi Media in bus terminals or screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you, as well as Channel 101 on Flow TV and Mix 96.9 FM. I am Fenella Wedderburn. Remember, it's busy out there, so take extra precautions with safety. Have a fantastic Christmas Eve.